The Catholic Church in Indonesia is part of the worldwide Catholic Church, under the spiritual leadership of the Pope in Rome. Catholicism is one of the 6 approved religions in Indonesia, the others being Islam, Protestantism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. According to official figures, Catholics made up 2.9% of the population in 2010. The number of the Catholics is therefore nearly 7.5 million. Indonesia is primarily Muslim, but Catholicism is the dominant faith in certain areas of the country. The Church is organized into 10 archdioceses and 27 dioceses. All dioceses are member of Indonesian Catholic Bishops' Conference and is led by Archbishop Ignatius Aheri motto. There are several active Roman Catholic religious institutes, including the Jesuits, the Missionaries of the Sacred Heart and the SVD. Catholicism in Indonesia began with the arrival of the Portuguese in search of the Spice Islands in the 16th century. Today, Eastern USA Tenggara is the only province in Indonesia where Roman Catholicism is the majority, adhered by around 55% of Eastern USA Tenggara population. Other than Eastern USA Tenggara, there is also significant Catholic population in Central Java, especially in and around Muntilan. History. Brief history. In the 14th century, the first Roman Catholic mission that reached Indonesia was led by Italian Franciscan monk Matteusz. In his book, Travels of Friar Odoric of Pordenone, he visited several places in today's Indonesia, Sumatra, Java, and Banjarmasin in Borneo, between 1318 to 1330. He was sent by the Pope to launch a mission into the Asian interiors. In 1318 he departed from Padua, crossed the Black Sea into Persia, all the way across Calcutta, Madras, and Sri Lanka. He then headed to Nicobar Island all the way to Sumatra, before visiting Java and Banjarmasin. He returned to Italy by land through Vietnam, China, all the way through the Silk Road to Europe in 1330. The Javanese kingdom mentioned in his record was Hindu-Buddhist Majapahit Kingdom. This mission was a pioneer one, providing Church some information about Asia. At the time the Catholic Church was not established yet in the region. Hinduism and Buddhism was adhered by a majority of the population. In the 16th century the Portuguese sailed east to Asia and eventually captured Malacca in 1511. They came for the spice, but Catholic missionaries soon arrived in the region, most notably Francis Xavier, who worked in Ambon, Ternate and Morotai in 1546 to 1547. Dominican missionaries also converted many in Solo. With the expulsion of Portugal from Ternate in 1574, many Catholics in the northern Moluccas were killed or converted to Islam. Ambon was conquered and occupied by the Dutch East India Company in 1605. Subsequently the Catholics were forced to convert to Protestantism. The same happened in Manado and the islands of Sangatalad. In 1613 Solo also fell to the Dutch, and Catholic mission activities declined in Flores and Timor, even though they were still under Portuguese administration. It was not until 1808 under H.W. Daendels as Governor-General that Catholics were permitted freedom of worship in the Dutch Indies, though this measure was mainly intended for European Catholics, since Daendels ruled under the authority of Napoleonic France. This freedom was consolidated by Thomas Raffles. From 1835 the Catholic Church was affiliated with the colonial state. Clergy received a salary from the colonial government, which in turn had the right to reject church appointments. In 1846, clashes over policy led the Dutch authorities to expel all but one of the Catholic priests in the colony. In 1848 there were Catholic churches in only 4 centers in the colony. Active mission work did not begin until the second half of the 19th century and was concentrated situated in a few areas. Larantuka in the island of Flores was a particularly important mission field under the Jesuits, because the freedom of the Catholic Church was guaranteed there under an 1859 treaty with Portugal, which settled conflicting territorial claims in the region. Bengkulu, Bangka, West Borneo, and the islands south of New Guinea were also important. In other regions, Catholic mission work was banned. Many Batak people in the interior of North Sumatra adopted Catholicism at this time, even though authorities banned Catholic missionaries in other parts of the province. In 1898, a mission program also began in Muntilan, though the first ethnic Javanese priest was not installed until 1926. After Indonesian independence, the church grew steadily, although the Dutch and other Europeans were expelled. Roman Catholicism and other religions grew phenomenally after the overthrow of Sukarno in 1965. The Portuguese era. Portuguese explorers arrived in the Maluku Islands in 1534, with the goal of converting the natives to Roman Catholicism and to obtain valuable spices endemic to the region. The Spaniard Francis Xavier, a co-founder of the Jesuit order, worked in the islands from 1546 to 1547, and baptized several thousand locals of the islands of Ambon, Ternate and Morotai, laying the foundations for a permanent mission there. Following his departure from Maluku, others carried on his work, and by the 1560s there were 10,000 Catholics in the area, mostly on Ambon. By the 1590s there were 50,000 to 60,000. Portuguese Dominican priests also had some success in missionary activities on Sola, where by the 1590s the Portuguese and local Catholic population is thought to have numbered 25,000. The VOC era. Cornelis de Houtman was the first Dutchman who sailed east to modern-day Indonesia in 1595. Although his expedition could be considered a commercial failure, it showed the Dutch they were able to sail east in search from the spices. In 1602 the VOC of the Dutch East India Company was created. The Netherlands, like Britain, had a staunchly Protestant government at the time, which extended to the VOC. Even though there were many Dutch Catholics, they had little influence. Ambon was conquered and occupied by the VOC in 1605. As a result, the Catholics were forced to convert to Protestantism. The same happened in Manado and the islands of Sangatalad. In 1613 Sola also fell to the Dutch, and Catholic mission activity was reduced in Flores and Timor, which were still under Portuguese administration. The Catholic priests were replaced with Protestant priests from the Netherlands. Many Christians at the time converted to Protestantism. For some time, Catholic priests were threatened with capital punishment if found to be residing in VOC territory. In 1624, Father Ignatius de Bru was executed in Batavia during the administration of Governor-General Jan Pieter Sanko for celebrating Mass in prison. Father Alexander de Rhodes, a French Jesuit who invented the Vietnamese westernized alphabet system, was forced to watch his cross and Mass accessories burned underneath where two convicted thieves were just hung to their deaths. De Rhodes was then expelled from VOC territories in 1646. John Gaspard Kratz, an Austrian, was forced to leave Batavia due to difficulties with the administrators due to the help he gave to Catholic priests who were in transit in Batavia. He was moved to Macau, joined the Jesuit order, and died as a martyr in Vietnam in 1737. At the end of the 18th century, Western Europe saw intense warfare between France and Great Britain and the respective allies. The sympathies of the people of the Netherlands were divided, and the Netherlands lost its independence. In 1806, Louis Bonaparte Bonaparte assigned his brother Louis Napoleon, a Catholic, to the throne of the Netherlands. In 1799 the VOC went bankrupt and was dissolved. The East Indies era. The change of politics in the Netherlands, mainly because of the accession of Louis Bonaparte, a fervent Catholic, brought a positive effect. Religious freedom was recognized by the government. On May 8, 1807, the leader of Catholic Church in Rome was given permission from King Louis to establish an apostolic prefecture of East Indies in Batavia. On 4 April 1808, two Dutch priests arrived in Batavia. They were Fr. Jacobus Nelson and Fr. Lambertus Prinsen. Nelson became the first apostolic prefect when the apostolic prefecture of Batavia was created in 1826. Governor-General Daendels replaced VOC with the government of Dutch East Indies. Religious freedom was then practiced, although Catholicism was still difficult. The Van Lith era. Catholicism started to spread in Central Java when Frans van Lith, a priest from the Netherlands, came to Muntilan, Central Java in 1896. Initially, his effort did not produce a satisfying result, until 1904 when four chiefs from Kalibuang region came to his house and demanded him to give them education in the religion. On 15 December 1904, a group of 178 Javanese were baptized at Semegang, between two trees called Sono. This became the place that is now called Sandang Sono, which is located in Muntilan, District Magelang, Central Java, near the border of the province of Yogyakarta. The Van Lith also established a school for teachers in Muntilan called Normal School in 1900 and Queek School in 1904. In 1918, all Roman Catholic schools were put under the jurisdiction of an institute named Yayasan Canisius, which produced the first priests and bishops of Indonesia. In the 20th century, the Roman Catholic Church grew quickly. In 1911, Van Lith established the Seminari Menenga. 3 out of the 6 candidates that were at the school during 1911 to 1914 were received into priesthood in 1926 to 1928. Those priests were F.X. Sataman, S.J., Adrianus Jajas Petra S.J., and Albertus Surgijapranata S.J. World War II and the War of Independence. Albertus Surgijapranata S.J. became the first Indonesian bishop in 1940. On 20 December 1948, Father Sanjajar and Brother Hermanus Buwans S.J. were killed in a village called Kembaran, near Muntilan, when Dutch soldiers attacked Semarang. Father Sanjajar is recognized as a martyr of the Roman Catholic Church in Indonesia. Monsignor Surgijapranata with Bishop Willikins S.J. faced Japanese colonial rule. They managed, however, to keep St. Carolus Hospital operating normally. Some of the most notable Indonesian national heroes are Catholics, including Agustinus Adisoeth Jipto, after whom is named Yogyakarta International Airport, Adis at Jipto Airport, Ignatius Slamet Riyadi, and Yosud Arzo. The post-independence era, the first Indonesian archbishop to be made cardinal was Justinus Darmojuwono on 29 June 1967. The Indonesian Roman Catholic Church is active in the worldwide Roman Catholic Church. Indonesian bishops took part in the Second Vatican Council, which was convened from 1962 to 1965. Pope Paul VI visited Indonesia on 1970, followed in 1989 by Pope John Paul II. The places visited were Jakarta, Medan, Yogyakarta, cities of Central Java Province, Maumere, and Dili. The head archdiocese of Jakarta is Archbishop Ignatius Aheri Hardjotmoto. Indonesia's only cardinal is Julius Dharma Atmadja, S.J. He took part in the conclave which elected Pope Benedict XVI. for health reasons. However, he declined to take part in the recent conclave that elected Pope Francis. In 1965, after the overthrow of Sukarno, a purge was carried out against Indonesian communists and alleged communists, especially in Java and Bali. Hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions, of civilians were killed in the ensuing turmoil by the army and vigilantes. Communism was associated with atheism, and since that time every Indonesian citizen has been expected to adopt one of the then 5 official, state-endorsed religions. Roman Catholicism and other minority religions have experienced enormous growth, especially in areas inhabited by large numbers of Chinese, Indonesians and ethnic Javanese. For example, in 2000 in Jakarta alone, there were 301,084 Catholics, while in 1960, there were only 26,955. This means the Catholic population increased 11-fold, while in the same period the population of Jakarta merely tripled, from 2,800,000 to 8,347,000. This growth may also be attributed to increasing migration to the capital from Christian parts of Indonesia, when in 1960 there were not so many from the regions residing in Jakarta as now. The dramatic increase of the number of Catholics in particular, and Christians in general, has led to enmity and unfounded allegations of Christianization. The second half of the 1990s and beginning of the 2000s were also marked by violence against Catholics in particular and Christians in general. However, a former President Abdurrahman Wafid, himself a leader of Nahdlatul Ulama, one of the biggest Muslim organizations in Indonesia, has made several contributions in reconciling the simmering antipathy among the different religious groups. As recently as 2010, there were incidents where Catholics and other Christians were banned from celebrating Christmas services. Demographics. The Indonesian Central Statistic Bureau conducts a census every 10 years. Data available from 2000 drew on 201,241,999 survey responses. BPS estimated that the census missed 4.6 million people. The BPS report indicated that 85.1% of the population labeled themselves Muslim, 9.2% Protestant, 3.5% Catholic, 1.81% Hindus, 0.84% Buddhist, and 0.2% other, including traditional indigenous religions, other Christian groups, and Judaism. The country's religious composition remains a politically charged issue, as some Christians, Hindus, and members of other minority faiths argue that the census undercounted non-Muslims. List of Catholic provinces and dioceses in Indonesia. Ecclesiastical Province of Jakarta, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Jakarta, Roman Catholic Diocese of Bandung, Roman Catholic Diocese of Bogor. Ecclesiastical Province of Enda, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Enda, Roman Catholic Diocese of Denpasar, Roman Catholic Diocese of Larantuka, Roman Catholic Diocese of Maumere, Roman Catholic Diocese of Ruteng. Ecclesiastical Province of Kupang, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kupang, Roman Catholic Diocese of Atambua, Roman Catholic Diocese of Witebula. Ecclesiastical Province of Makassar, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Makassar, Roman Catholic Diocese of Amboina, Roman Catholic Diocese of Manado. Ecclesiastical Province of Medan, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Medan, Roman Catholic Diocese of Padang, Roman Catholic Diocese of Sibolga. Ecclesiastical Province of Merauke, Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Merauke, Roman Catholic Diocese of Agats, Roman Catholic Diocese of Jayapura, Roman Catholic Diocese of Manokwari Semarang, Roman Catholic Diocese of Timika. Ecclesiastical Province of Palembang Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Palembang Roman Catholic Diocese of Pangkal Pinang Roman Catholic Diocese of Tanjung Karang, Ecclesiastical Province of Pontianak Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Pontianak Roman Catholic Diocese of Ketapang Roman Catholic Diocese of Sanko Roman Catholic Diocese of Sintang, Ecclesiastical Province of Samarinda Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Samarinda Roman Catholic Diocese of Banjarmasin Roman Catholic Diocese of Palangkaraya Roman Catholic Diocese of Tanjung Sela, Ecclesiastical Province of Semarang Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Semarang Roman Catholic Diocese of Malang Roman Catholic Diocese of Purwokerto Roman Catholic Diocese of Surabaya